That's why I am saying that it is the same. Hiring someone for their difference is not good, whoever does it. It's not good. So that's why I said you weren't saying what I heard was not what you meant.
The View and Whoopi Goldberg and her take on why we are now involved in the Iran war. Believe it or not, it's going to tie Nancy Guthrie and Iran together.
Imagine a world where one of daytime TV's strongest voices didn't just argue with a famous talk show star, but completely broke down her whole argument in less than a minute. This is not some made-up story. It turned into a total TV shutdown. Megyn Kelly didn't simply disagree with Whoopi Goldberg. She carefully picked apart her points, one by one, right there under the bright studio lights. The boldness of the moment was shocking to watch. People were left frozen in disbelief. Was this the moment when television finally became disconnected from reality? Or did Whoopi accidentally step into a dangerous setup that was waiting for her all along? You seriously could not look away, because this intense TV clash became the kind of moment nobody expected, but everyone suddenly wanted to see.
Whoopi Goldberg, known for her commitment to facts, Miss, I feel so bad for all the little children that Matt Gaetz allegedly molested, who now will not be able to come forward. She's such a liar. This is what she came out to say on the issue of trans athletes.
When you look, transgender Americans, less than 1% of American adults identify as transgender.
Yeah.
And when you add in youth who identify as transgender, that number comes to just about 1.4.
Want to see more huge media showdowns like this? Hit that subscribe button right now. Your support helps keep these deep dive videos coming. What first looked like normal daytime TV talk, just another panel discussion with a little tension, quickly turned into a wild on-air moment that left even the crew stunned. Whoopi Goldberg, known for her fast thinking and strong confidence, suddenly stepped into a debate trap without realizing it. This was the kind of risky topic that even experienced TV commentators usually avoid very carefully. The situation felt so disconnected from normal reality that it almost seemed planned ahead of time. But believe me, this was completely real and happening live in front of everyone.
I have heard in certain circles, I don't want to get specific, that you're not allowed to darken your skin as any sort of a costume, or it's racist. I heard that. I'm trying to remember where I heard that, but I definitely heard from many, many leftists, you are not allowed to do that. It's racist. It's always been racist. Don't pay any attention to the fact that Billy Crystal opened the Oscars wearing blackface. The point is, it's always been racist, and everybody always knew that. Enter Whoopi Goldberg with a solution to how to handle ICE being at the Super Bowl looking for illegal.
Then came Whoopi Goldberg talking about a controversial plan involving ICE agents searching around the Super Bowl for undocumented immigrants. The mood in the studio changed immediately. Every single viewer could feel the tension building. Everyone sensed something major was about to happen. And they were absolutely right. Megyn Kelly, with her sharp signature stare that could silence a whole room, leaned forward calmly, like a debater who already knew she had the winning move ready. She wasn't only doubtful about the argument, she looked totally unimpressed. Megyn appeared fully prepared and ready to prove her point without hesitation.
And I was thinking about it yesterday because I thought, well, okay, why haven't we been talking about Savannah Guthrie and what's going on?
And her mother.
Why have we not been talking about the Epstein file? Because that's still there.
Yeah.
This is meant to get us so worked up that we are unable to see anything else.
The moment Whoopi started explaining her point, the energy in the room changed completely. The statement she made sounded so far away from reality that the audience became stiff and quiet, almost wondering if common sense had disappeared from a building. Fact-checkers across the country would later react with disbelief. Late-night comedians would probably get enough material from this moment to joke about for years.
I mean, that is true crazy talk. How does ABC allow this person to go on the air every day and talk to us about the news? We launched the Iran war, in which 7 U.S. service personnel have died, and the latest is 140 have been wounded. Most not seriously, thank God, but some seriously. That President Trump would do that to distract from the Nancy Guthrie skin. I'm sorry to laugh. It's just the absurdity of it is so readily apparent.
A small spark appeared in Whoopi's eyes, the kind of look that can either mean brilliance or complete disaster. At that point, the whole situation felt like a train wreck moving at full speed. She made a statement that seemed so disconnected from reality that viewers online could almost feel the country reacting at the same exact moment. Megyn, famous for staying calm and incredibly precise, leaned forward slightly. Her expression showed pure disbelief while also trying to hold back laughter. The studio lights made every small reaction on her face stand out even more. When Megyn finally answered, every word sounded careful, controlled, and sharp, cutting through the argument with total accuracy. Piece by piece, the entire idea started falling apart. It had no real support behind it, and Megyn made sure everyone watching understood that clearly. The audience, expecting just another loud TV argument, suddenly realized they were watching one of those unforgettable viral moments. It felt like the kind of clip people would replay, meme, and argue about online for months.
Get a little cocoa butter, sit in the sun. That's the first thing. and this is the only time you can probably ever do this, give yourself a Latinx.
You know, Whoopi, that is such a good idea.
And see if she can tell who's who.
Okay, you get the cocoa butter, and you go in, you tan your face with it, and then you speak in a Spanish accent, and that's fine. And you know what? At least Whoopi is consistent, because Whoopi actually was fine with Ted Danson wearing actual minstrel face, blackface, like the deeply offensive stuff from like the 40s films. She stood right next to him when he did that at a roast. She thought it was hilarious.
The irony of the situation was impossible to miss. Whoopi, who had always been praised for her quick wit and strong opinions, suddenly sounded so far removed from reality that she accidentally left herself completely open, and Megyn immediately took advantage of it. It became one of those dramatic TV moments where calm confidence and non-stop logic crashed directly into an argument that was slowly falling apart. Every response Megyn gave did more than just correct facts. Each comeback landed perfectly, making people both nod in agreement and laugh quietly at the same time. Instead of getting angry or emotional, Megyn let a slow, tactical smile appear across her face. It was the kind of smile that says everything without needing words. She looked completely ready to tear apart the entire story in front of millions of viewers who were now very happy they had not changed the channel.
That's crazy talk. The Epstein thing is also crazy, but it's been more widespread. So, like, that's your standard garden variety leftist crazy talking point. The stuff about, like, Nancy Guthrie. Trump doesn't want people talking about Nancy Guthrie, so we invaded Iran. Not invaded, but attacked. What? That's insane. That's not a well person.
What could have turned into loud chaos instead became a lesson in smart debating. Every move seemed perfectly timed to entertain the audience, while also completely destroying the opposing argument. The visual difference between the two women made the moment even more intense. Whoopi, full of confidence, gave off the energy of someone who believed she had already won the debate. Meanwhile, Megyn's face showed a mix of dark humor and careful analysis. It looked like two totally different ways of thinking crashing together live on television. Confidence versus control, loud emotion versus sharp precision. Megyn wasn't just reacting to the discussion. She stayed one step ahead during the entire exchange. Every argument thrown at her was answered with a response that sounded polished, direct, and impossible to ignore. What started as a simple conversation quickly became something much bigger, with Megyn steering the debate while the other side struggled just to keep up. It almost felt unreal. One side pushed strong emotion and confidence, while the other answered with focused calm and exact logic that left almost no room for a comeback. The pressure inside the studio kept growing. Everyone could feel that a huge TV moment was unfolding right in front of them. Witness this moment.
Watch this moment, or of course, predictably, naturally, Oprah tries to make it about herself. And you can see Whoopi kind of recoil. Watch.
When we talk about Black excellence, we talk about Quincy.
My life changed forever and for the better after meeting him. He actually discovered me for The Color Purple, which was my first film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
You can see Whoopi like kind of pull away from her.
At one key moment, Kelly paused long enough for the audience to fully absorb the strange logic behind Whoopi's comments, allowing the silence to hang heavily in the air like a puzzle nobody could solve. The audience leaned in, waiting for what would come next. When Kelly finally responded, her comeback hit with sharp precision and instantly erased all confusion. It sent shockwaves through both the stunned panel and viewers online. What made the moment so unforgettable wasn't only what she said. It was how she said it, calm, measured, and filled with quiet confidence that made her point without ever losing control. The debate slowly turned into something almost strangely funny in its rhythm, while still feeling extremely serious underneath. One side looked increasingly desperate, while the other smoothly knocked down every weak argument without effort. With every new response, the flaws in the logic became harder and harder to ignore, and the whole argument slowly collapsed under the weight of nonstop resistance.
Despite the fact that she's like another Michelle Obama, despite the fact that she is one of the richest, most successful Americans in U.S. history. She's one of those people who's got the EGOT, the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, and the Tony. She's been lauded on every stage. She's a movie star. She's a household name. She hosts this show every day where she gets to express her opinions. She's a multi-millionaire. She still complains regularly.
For one very brief moment, almost impossible to notice, Whoopi seemed to realize that the situation had completely shifted against her. But by then, it was already too late. Megyn's controlled delivery and strong logic had fully taken control of the conversation. The momentum had changed, and on live television, once the energy moves in one direction, it almost never swings back. What happened next was no longer just about winning or losing the debate. It became about the sharp contrast between the two sides. One side desperately held onto an argument that was breaking apart, while the other answered with cold precision and biting humor that kept the entire scene tense, focused, and impossible to ignore. Viewers stayed locked in, waiting for every line, every pause, and every new moment that pushed the clash forward. And Megyn delivered every single time.
Whoopi Goldberg, speaking of actresses who don't know how to act.
People on both sides of the aisle are saying the account from Nome and Bovine does not seem to match what they watched with their own two eyes. The question is,
You're an idiot.
how long can they continue this? They murdered a man. He is standing, he has his phone, and he has a bottle of water. He has his phone and a bottle of water, and they shot him 10 times.
Then came the final strike, delivered not with shouting or emotion, but with a calm clarity that made it even more powerful. Kelly brought together every contradiction, pointed out every weakness in the argument, and turned it all into one clean and organized response that left no confusion behind. It wasn't loud, it wasn't dramatic, and that was exactly what made it hit so hard. The room instantly erupted. Laughter, shock, and cheers mixed together as the truth of the moment landed with full force. What started as a heated discussion suddenly felt completely exposed. Every flaw in the argument was now visible for everyone watching. Then came a strange silence. That heavy pause after a huge live TV moment when people are still trying to process what they just witnessed. Within minutes, clips from the debate exploded across social media. People weren't only reacting to the words themselves. They were studying the pacing, the discipline, the timing, and the sharp precision behind the entire exchange. It quickly became one of those famous clips people replayed, debated, and analyzed again and again, not just because of the drama, but because of how perfectly the takedown happened step by step in real time.
Part of the torture that intelligent people have to endure being on this earth, is being surrounded by idiots like that. It's not easy. It's not easy. You think it's like easy. It's a gift to have two brain cells. The audience is feeling it with me right now. It's not. It's not a gift. It's actually a curse. Sometimes I'd rather be an idiot. I'd rather be somebody who can sit in that view audience and be like, yeah, he was just standing there with his phone, his water bottle. God, they're so mean. Like what's the name of that actress? Yeah, makes me want a hot dog real bad.
This was not just another TV segment. It became the kind of broadcast moment that creates its own huge attention online and everywhere else. The clash between strong opinions and razor-sharp responses turned a normal panel discussion into a cultural talking point. Megyn Kelly's performance stood out because of her perfect timing, clear delivery, and calm attitude under pressure. Instead of adding to the chaos, she stayed grounded and used organized logic mixed with carefully timed humor to guide the conversation toward its final outcome. That mix of cold composure and sharp precision is exactly why so many people found the clip impossible to stop watching. By the end, it became obvious that the debate had touched a nerve, not because of yelling or dramatic behavior, but because of the directness and confidence behind the takedown itself. The sharp difference in styles made the moment unforgettable. And that tension is exactly why people kept replaying it, studying it, and talking about it long after the cameras stopped rolling.
Whoopi Goldberg was angry when Alyssa pointed out that Trump went to the funeral of Officer Diller.
Yes.
On Long Island, and Joe Biden went to a podcast. Look at Whoopi Goldberg's reaction.
Choose what you like there, but for Republicans, it was good imagery.
Really?
One day later, yes.
And I'm asking that because I was so offended because you know who showed up.
Yeah.
And he was, whether he was asked or not. This
He
is a
was
man who
excited.
didn't care what happened to the officers on January 6th.
She promotes Joe Biden, Kamala Harris.
In the end, the heart of this unforgettable TV clash was not only the disagreement between two different opinions. It was the way sharp logic, perfect timing, and quick wit shaped every second of the discussion. What started as a regular debate transformed into a gripping television event because of how carefully and precisely everything unfolded. It became a strong reminder that tone and delivery can completely change how powerful an argument feels. Through calm reasoning and perfectly timed responses, a tense face-off turned into something both entertaining and deeply thought-provoking. It wasn't simply about who talked more. It was about the energy of the moment as it exploded live under bright studio lights in front of millions of viewers who simply could not look away. That special mix of confidence, clarity, and sharp humor is what made this clip last in people's minds. And it is exactly why the footage continues to be replayed and analyzed long after the studio lights went dark. And with that, we wrap up today's video. If you enjoyed watching, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.